This just proves why he's built different, as Justin Jefferson drops some heavy bars to the media in regards to JJ McCarthy and the team's struggles this season, perfectly showcasing his elite leadership. But first, Kevin O'Connell reveals the final Week 12 injury report ahead of a huge matchup versus the Green Bay Packers. We're going to break it down all that in this episode of Vikings Digest. But first, if you're not yet subscribed yet and you want to help us reach our goal of 2,300 subscribers before kickoff on Sunday, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss any of the episodes when they drop. Now, with that, let's hop straight into the first topic of the day, which is the final Week 12 injury report. So Kevin O'Connell had his press conference today, as per usual, on Fridays, and he revealed that Jonathan Greenard and Ryan Kelly will be questionable for the game on Sunday. Ryan Kelly, he was a bit more optimistic about, saying that it was just more of a formality on the questionable tag, and it was something that we just had to be kind of seeing it through to the end and making sure that they were going through all the proper steps and just wanted to be extra careful just in case he wasn't ready to go. But it does seem like all systems are ready to go on Ryan Kelly, and Kevin O'Connell talked about his impact on this offensive line, saying that just his overall awareness, control, poise at the line of scrimmage, and there just seems to be a steadiness. I think it's going to be huge for us to potentially have a chance to have him back. And of course, we are going to be wanting him back, not only because we are going against a team like the Green Bay Packers, but also because it'll be the first time that we have seen this offensive line that I know you guys have not heard me shut up about this for the past couple of weeks. But I have been waiting to see this offensive line that we have heard so much about this offseason, that we have been so excited to see, with bringing in Jonathan Allen, or not Jonathan Allen, but bringing in Ryan Kelly, bringing in Will Fries, drafting Donovan Jackson, all to go with Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill to bring in a perfectly uniformed offensive front that we haven't seen in Minnesota in quite some time. This whole offseason, Kirk and I had been so excited to just be on this high horse, saying that this is the best offensive line we've had since possibly 2009 or even 2017. Probably better than 2017, to be honest. And now we are finally going to see what this offensive line is made of, especially in a game where JJ McCarthy is going to need all of them. Micah Parsons is going to be a pain in the ass with Christian Darrisaw. So you got to relieve some pressure off of that by just making sure that their other pass rushers and their run stoppers are accounted for with all hands on deck. And if Ryan Kelly is back with a veteran under center, the first time JJ McCarthy is really going to have that full week of game prep, and his veteran center, he did get knocked out in that Atlanta game, so it was a short week game, and it was one that he was knocked out very early of. This is going to be huge for JJ to have that protection, especially when this is a must-win game for us, guys. As far as I'm concerned, every single game from here on out is a must-win. So Minnesota is going to have to bring their A game every single Sunday. They can really only afford to win one game if they want to finish at just 10-7 as their best record. I don't know if that's going to be enough to get them into the playoffs. It looks like they're going to have to go 11-6, just run the table. Hey, we won 8 in a row last year. Let's just see if we can just rattle off here. I know I'm going to be wishful thinking there, but I still have not given up hope on the Minnesota Vikings just yet. I think they can still hang in there for a little bit longer, especially with the way this division is going to be going. I think the Lions are going to hit a resurgence a little bit. The Packers, hopefully they stay kind of middling and struggling. And we know the Bears are the Bears. They're going to fall off. It's just a matter of when. But let us know what you guys think about this down in the comments below. Do you think Jonathan Greenard will play? And how optimistic are you that Ryan Kelly will step foot on the field with JJ McCarthy as the quarterback under center? Let us know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. But that's going to take us into our second topic, which is Jefferson's leadership shines. So yesterday, Justin Jefferson had a press conference, and he addressed some things that the media was actually, he said some things right off the bat without the media even having to bring it up, talking about the criticisms and the pressure and the patience going with JJ McCarthy, and as well as some questions that he did take from the media. But starting it off right there on JJ bouncing back, he says, I'm not really thinking about the negatives, not really thinking about the past game, just kind of moving forward and focus on how he can improve, how can he better operate the offense, and of course lead us to more touchdowns and more drives, and to eventually win the game at the end of the day. This is when talking about being there for JJ to be bouncing back from that performance against the Chicago Bears and just moving forward. And as far as support for him, just being there and talking to him, being on his shoulder, just making sure that he's mentally got his head on right. I just know with all the criticism and all the hateful messages he's probably been getting, so just trying to be that person for him that he can always lean to and talk to. This is perfect for JJ McCarthy, as yes, there was a conversation I had with a friend of mine today where he said Justin Jefferson is being this leader because everyone else around him, or JJ McCarthy, just isn't able to be that leader this season because his level of play hasn't risen up to that. I don't entirely disagree. However, with Justin Jefferson, we have seen him continuously be a leader on this team. Even when Kirk Cousins was there, especially just like early on, out of his first season as a rookie, the second season, he was made a captain. It was just a matter of like that. He made an impact on this roster immediately, and he's been a mentor for a lot of guys, where Justin Jefferson, it feels like he hasn't been in the league very long, but it's been a decent amount of time that he's been in this league. He's considered a veteran, and he is a veteran. He wears the captaincy on his chest, and he absolutely lives up to that name. And we know that JJ McCarthy has the intangibles and the mentality to be a leader. There's no one ever questioning that. It's just a matter of, can those talents on the field match that level of competitiveness, that level of leadership that he has, the investment that these guys have bought into him. Now it's just a matter of that talent and that the mechanics and all of that kind of really working itself out on a consistent week-to-week basis. But it didn't stop there, as a lot of the word of the day today was patience. He says, I feel like that's kind of been my whole career. I kind of had to learn how to have that patience with the process, patience with going about my business, how defenses cover me, how we perform as a whole. All of that stuff has kind of been a learning phase for me. I'm more focused on what I can control and how I can be better for this team. And given the C on my chest and given the opportunity to be one of the leaders of the team, I take that very seriously. So all of those things play into part of my role. And over the years, having to learn that patience has definitely been one of the main things, things that I've had to learn and overcome. And this is what you don't necessarily hear all the time out of a wide receiver one, out of probably the best wide receiver in the NFL. This was also a conversation I had with with Kirk and some of the other guys as well, about how this is why Justin Jefferson is better than Ja'Marr Chase. For one, Justin Jefferson isn't getting suspended for spitting on people. Two, Justin Jefferson is a leader. You saw in that run block with Jordan Mason where he got that touchdown. If Justin Jefferson was a diva and a prima donna that had been checked out, he wouldn't have executed that block to the extent that he did, and we wouldn't have scored a touchdown. He doesn't care about stats. He cares about winning. You know who doesn't? A.J. Brown. There's a lot of wide receivers out there that are just going to be divas, only care about their stats, only care about their contract. Justin Jefferson just wants to win. He's not concerned with the stats. Even when he's been asked about the records that he's been breaking, the paces that he's been on historically, and how many amazing seasons he's had, at the end of the day, the guy just wants to win. He says that to these reporters. I just want to be winning. If we don't win, all those records, they don't matter. All he wants is a ring. All he wants is to bring a Lombardi trophy to Minnesota, and he is loyal to this team till he goes. And I don't say that as far as being traded. I meant as far as retirement, because I know he would definitely love to be in Minnesota for the rest of his career. And it's just interesting seeing all the memes that are out there just criticizing Justin Jefferson, or just saying like, oh, he wants out, save Justin Jefferson, free Jefferson, all these things like that. He's not that kind of guy. He's not A.J. Brown. He's not Ja'Marr Chase. He's not CeeDee Lamb. He's not George Pickens. He's not DK Metcalf. He's not a lot of these receivers that would be in the media just shooting their mouth off or just saying these cryptic things or posting cryptic things online. Jefferson does not do that. He's not much for talking, even in the media. He's not on social media actively talking to people or hopping on Madden live streams and talking to people. He's just doing about it. He's going about his business. He walks in, clocks in on game day. He puts in his effort. I know that Baltimore game, people are going to say what they want to say about that, but he goes in and he busts his ass every single Sunday and in the practice field. And when he goes to the media, he's never all about him. It's about the team. It's about other players around him. It's about how he can be better as a leader and control what he can control. That is what you want and what you don't often see anymore in your number one wide receiver, let alone the number one wide receiver in the NFL, where you would think that an ego would be so inflated. With Jefferson, it's not. It's never been that. And I think that is the huge thing with Jefferson coming out of college and LSU in that national championship game, probably the best college team that has ever been put on a field. And yes, I'm talking about that with the Miami Hurricanes as well from the 2002 season. But there is a lot of things here where Justin Jefferson has had so much happen throughout his career where patience is a virtue for him. You look at his first season. It took him a few games. It took him until week 3 or 4 against the Tennessee Titans for his coming out party for him to get the start, where fans were begging for Mike Zimmer to put him in already, damn it. And then he finally did, and Justin Jefferson just went off, and it's been the Justin Jefferson show ever since that first touchdown, that first gritty in the end zone on home field against the Tennessee Titans. I'll never forget seeing it. And it was just, yes, Justin Jefferson has arrived, and he has never left since. And it has been the Justin Jefferson just extravaganza in Minnesota ever since that happened. Now it's just been a matter of quarterbacks matching with it. And Jefferson has been patient through so much, through not getting the start until week 3 as a wide receiver, through the quarterback changes in Kirk Cousins, through Josh Dobbs, Nick Mullins, Jaron Hall, all these quarterbacks, Sam Darnold last year, and then of course JJ McCarthy this year, and Carson Wentz for a little bit this year as well. He's gone through so many quarterbacks. Yes, it's hard to keep track of, but he remains consistent. Like he's always said, it doesn't matter who's throwing in the ball. So with him acknowledging that, he knows that no matter who's throwing the ball, he's going to be able to make a play. And when we see him pissed off on the sidelines, it's usually after he's not able to make a play, or yes, JJ McCarthy oversails it. But there was a couple in that Chicago game where JJ knows that he should, or Justin Jefferson knows he should have caught it, and he just goes on the sideline and he freaks out because he knows that he could be helping this team in ways that he can, and he's not doing that. That is a big thing for a lot of players, where if they are more of a team-oriented guy, if they're not doing well, they take all that onus on them. Or if the team isn't doing well, they look at themselves and say, okay, how can I be better? That's what you want out of a leader. But let us know what you guys thought about all this down in the comments below. Do you guys think I'm reading too much into it? Or do you think, yes, this is absolutely why Justin Jefferson is set apart from every other wide receiver in the NFL, and especially ones like Jamar Chase that people say are better than Justin Jefferson? I would never believe that for a second. Justin Jefferson is the number one wide receiver in the league. You can't tell me otherwise, no matter what. And it's not just because I'm a Vikings fan. Just run the numbers back, run the tape back, and look at how he addresses the media and how he acts on and off the field and in the community. He's just an absolute beauty all around. But let us know what you guys thought about this all down in the comments below, and what you guys think about our chances heading into the Green Bay at Lambeau on Sunday at 1 o'clock. It's going to be an interesting game, and stay tuned for the post-game video coming out, as well as any updates that come out just any time before then. And stay tuned for Vikings Digest for all the updates. But for now, I've been your host, Griffen. Take care.